Alright, it's been a while since I've covered a product from this brand, but Fantech recently reached out to me to check out their new Gamepad. We're talking something much more wilder than the budget speakers I covered last time. This is the Fantech WGP15 EOS Pro wireless Gamepad, and we're going to be checking out all the pro features it has on offer. But before we continue with the video, let's keep the lights on here in the studio. This video is brought to you by Sneak Attack Design Lab. They're a clothing company that specializes in technical fashion, more commonly known as techwear, and you can see me in their clothes in most of my videos. I've been supporting their brand ever since I met them back in 2019, and now they're returning the favor. Head on over to this link, you can find it in the description as well, to get 10% off your order from their site. Check their clothes out, you're bound to see something badass over there that'll look great on you. Thank you very much to Sneak Attack for this exclusive promo for my viewers. Now, back to the video. So the WGP15 EOS Pro is Fantech's latest offering in their Gamepad lineup. A cursory search on their website reveals that this model is much more feature-laden and slightly more expensive than their previous flagship, the Nova WGP14. So it's safe to assume that this is their new flagship Gamepad. Plus, it's got Pro in the name, so I'm expecting Pro features on this. Taking a look at the box, we can see that it's got this wild cyberpunkish design. Alright, some features are on display, mainly its Hall effect joysticks, interchangeable D-pad and thumbsticks, and its tri-mode connection feature. Taking a look at the back, we see even more features, most of which we're going to explore later. One thing that stands out here is it's got the option for a Pro charging dock that's sold separately. Now, that's something very interesting to me. Alright, let's get it opened. Upon opening up the box, we can immediately see the WGP15 EOS Pro in all its cyberpunk glory, and set into a plastic mold to protect it from bumps during shipping. Let's put it aside for now and check out the accessories first. First we have here is the 2.4 GHz strike speed wireless dongle. It's Fantech's proprietary technology which promises low latency wireless gaming within 10 meters. Pretty cool. Do remember that it's compatible with the usual suspects: Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, and Nintendo Switch. But apparently it's also compatible with Tesla vehicles. Now, I don't own a Tesla vehicle, so you might want to tune into another reviewer if you want to know how this performs in controlling your Tesla vehicle, I think. It sounds so weird, but here we are in 2024. Then we have two variants of the D-pad cover, the circular one and the cross one. Then we have a pair of replacement tall thumbsticks. Don't worry, we'll explore customization later. Underneath the plastic mold are more stuff. The USB-A to USB-C 2.0 cable that does data and charging. According to the Fantech website, it takes approximately 3 hours to charge the WGP15's 600 mAh battery from 0 to 100. That's somewhat pretty slow, but then again, this is USB 2.0, so it's not carrying a high voltage. Then we have 3 sets of Pro Aim O-rings. These are foam rings that you can put around the stem of your thumbsticks to help in fine-tuning your control. The dark gray set is soft, the gray set is medium, and the black set is hard, and they offer different resistances to fit your comfort and playstyle. Pretty cool accessory to include in the box. Great job with this, Fantech. Documentation for the WGP15 includes the user manual, warranty card, and a little note on wax paper from Fandy P, the founder and CEO of Fantech. Thanks for welcoming me into the family, Fandy. Alright, that's everything in the box. Let's check out the WGP15 EOS Pro. Before we start, we're going to remove these 2 foam columns on the joysticks. They protect the joysticks from being bent during shipping. Pretty good. Alright, product tour time. First off, we can immediately see that it's based off of the Xbox Gamepad layout, which I maintain to this day is superior to the PlayStation layout. I'm a huge guy and I have huge hands. Having the thumbsticks be at the same area makes some games hard for me to play because my thumbs hit each other. Great choice for layout, Fantech. Then we have the weight. According to Fantech, this weighs 271 grams, which is fairly typical, if not a bit on the heavy side for Gamepad. I'm alright with it. I ate my vegetables as a kid, so I'm strong, so I can take the weight. The entire body is made of translucent, smoky gray plastic, and it's got a ton of cyberpunk print on it. It's pretty wild looking, but I'm actually happy with the look. It might be too much for some people though, so I hope this comes with variants that don't look too wild. Also, the top is smooth plastic, while there's a microdot texture on the underside to help with grip. Do note that the texture is only at the wings though. The center of the underside does not feature the microdot texture. Alright, buttons time. According to Fantech, the WGP15 features a total of 22 buttons, 12 of which are remappable. Let's check out all of them. We have 5 here at the center cluster, the logo or home button, the capture button here at the right, the turbo button here at the left, and plus and minus buttons. At the right side, we have the ABXY cluster. These are illuminated and feature membrane switches. Then we have the D-pad. It currently has the dish attachment, which is my preferred type of D-pad, and you can simply tug at it to remove the attachment and replace it with the ones included in the box to customize it. Here's how it looks with the rounded attachment, which I think should be standard among all gamepads, and the cross attachment, which I don't prefer at all. The D-pad here features membrane switches as well. Let's get that dish attachment back on here. Then we arrive to the thumbsticks. These are Hall effect joysticks, which are pretty great to have out of the box, since it means that they won't experience drift over time. As much as I love drifting, let's keep it in the game and not on our gamepads. The thumbsticks can also be pushed down, giving us 2 more button inputs. They also have replaceable hats. The ones pre-installed are standard height at 0.9 centimeters. You can simply tug at them to release the clamps at the sides, take the replacement ones, align the clamps at the sides again, and push down to lock it into place. The tall thumbsticks stand at 1.3 centimeters high. This makes for a longer motion to reach the end of movement for the stick, allowing you to make finer movements with your thumbsticks. Let's replace both of them now since I prefer playing with taller sticks. Last thing to note here at the face side are 4 vertically aligned LED indicator lights that will show you the current mode of the controller. Moving on over to the top, we have the shoulder bumpers and triggers. The bumpers are of the standard clicky variant, have the standard shape, and feature no customization. Both shoulder triggers though are of the outward pointing horn-shaped variety. They have Hall effect sensors and features quick trigger lock technology. These 2 little 3-position sliders at the bottom adjust the maximum depth of press for the shoulder trigger buttons. Short presses are ideal for FPS games when you want to get those shots off quick. The medium depth one is great for platformers or fighting games when you just don't want to accidentally press anything, and the deep one is great for racing games when you want that fine granular control for your gas pedal and brakes. These are pretty sweet. Last things to note here at the top are the USB-C 2.0 port and the pairing button. This is useful when using the Bluetooth 5.0 connection or repairing it with a 2.4 GHz strike speed wireless dongle. Moving on over to the back, we can see 2 additional paddles that can be pressed by your ring finger during normal use. They are clicky and can be remapped in-game. Smack dab in the middle of 2 paddles are 3 copper contacts that interface with the aforementioned Pro dock. Here's hoping Fantech sends that over too. Right underneath those is a 4-position slider which lets you choose between 4 compatibility modes. Starting from the left side, we have Nintendo Switch, Android, Apple, and lastly, Windows. Since I will be testing this later with my PC, let's keep it in Windows mode for now. Alright, that finishes our tally for the 22 buttons on the Fantech WG15 EOS Pro. Lastly, we have the bottom of the WGP15, which has the built-in audio port. I'm going to have to check if this works in 2.4 GHz dongle mode, in Bluetooth mode, or in wired mode. Alright, that concludes the product tour for the Fantech WGP15 EOS Pro. Let's get it turned on to see the RGB effect, and I'll walk you through 3 customization options you can do straight on the gamepad. Now, doesn't that look great? Bright RGB on both thumbsticks and a solid white backlight on the ABXY cluster. Let's start here for our first customization function. To adjust the RGB lighting, we have to press and hold the plus button and press left on the D-pad. It has 3 RGB patterns, a scrolling rainbow, breathing, and static light. When you're in any of these modes, if you want to customize them, you have to press and hold the plus button and press right on the D-pad. To adjust the brightness, press and hold the minus button and press up or down on the D-pad. To turn off just the ABXY cluster illumination, Press and hold the L1 and R1 buttons for 5 seconds. To turn the thumbstick lighting off, press and hold the L2 and R2 buttons for 5 seconds. Next up, we have Turbo Mode. Most Pro gamepads offer something like this. It repeats the input of that particular key at different rates. To turn it on for a compatible button, press and hold the Turbo button here and press the button you want to get pressed repeatedly. To increase the press rate, press and hold the Turbo button and push the right thumbstick up. To decrease the press rate, press and hold the Turbo button and push the right thumbstick down. Last customization option we have here is the rumble. To adjust the rumble intensity, press and hold the Turbo button and either push the left thumbstick up or down to respectively increase or decrease the intensity. There are 4 intensity levels: 100, 70, 30, and 0%. I'll keep it at 100. I like some steering feedback when playing. Also, one thing that I wasn't able to cover in the product tour nor here in the customization options is the gyro sensor. Yeah, this gamepad features a 6-axis gyro sensor, so if you need that in your game, well, you have it. I personally don't play games that uses gyros. Alright, that was a lot to cover. Time for the best part though, testing this out. Let's go. Alright, for our testing today, we're going to put it through 3 games: Forza Horizon 5, Spyro Remastered, and finally Tekken 7, because I don't have Tekken 8 yet. Sorry FPS gamers, I don't do FPS games on gamepads. Mouse life. Please remember that this is just an unboxing and first impressions video. Do subscribe to the channel if you're interested in watching my full review of this after like 2 weeks of using it. Since I'm on PC, I just had to connect the 2.4 GHz dongle to the USB port. And I'm off to the races. Literally. In Forza Horizon 5, I found the tall thumbsticks to be perfect for my style of play. I don't use the shoulder trigger buttons for gas and brake. I much more prefer the granular control of having the gas and brake bound to the up and down of the right thumbstick. Overall, it was a great experience. Also given the fact that I had to remap 0 buttons during startup. In Spyro Remastered, I expected to be required to swap out to the shorter thumbsticks, but I found that it wasn't the case. The transition from Forza to Spyro was seamless, and I really enjoyed how responsive the controller was. Rumble was the best in this game. Using the charge attack really had the rumble going on, and it felt awesome. Also, the sticks were super smooth. Lastly, I moved from using the thumbsticks to using the dish-style D-pad in Tekken 7. This is where I was let down a bit by the WGP15 EOS Pro, as I felt that the rebound was a bit slow to go back to neutral when inputting movement. But then again, I am not a Tekken professional, so it might just be my weak skills holding me back. Ergonomically, the WGP15 EOS Pro played like any other Xbox controller I've had previously. The shape was super familiar, and using it was just as easy as hopping back onto my old bike and going around the block a few times. I will have deeper insights about the Fantech WGP15 EOS Pro in my full review, but for now I'd like to put as much hours as I can into this, playing my usual platformers and racing games. Let me know if there's any particular aspect about it that you want to know about. So that's the Fantech WGP15 EOS Pro. Do you have any questions about it? Leave them down in the comment below and I'll try to answer them in the full review. If you want to buy one for yourself, check out the description. Also, while you're there, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. That's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.